Is the glass half empty or half full? The optimist would say that it's half full. The pessimist would say that it's half empty. The capitalist would say that the glass could be sold for a good amount of money. But the chemist would say that the glass is always full, half with water and half with air. If you take a close look at the air, you'll see that it's mostly made out of nitrogen, and a few parts of oxygen, and some carbon dioxide and argon. And what do all these elements have in common? Well, the answer is that they're all gases. Gas is one of the 5 states of matter, the other 4 being solid, liquid, plasma, and Bose-Einstein condensate. Whenever we're dealing with the states of matter, it's nice to keep the particle theory of matter in mind. Now, the particle theory of matter explains 5 things very well. All matter, like the glass itself, is made from tiny particles. These particles are in constant motion, yet are held together by very strong forces. There are empty spaces between the particles of matter. Each substance's particles have properties different from the particles of other substances. The higher the temperature of the substance, the faster the speed of the particles. Now, solid particles, like the glass itself, are densely packed because they are held together by very, very strong forces, and don't have much energy. Liquid particles, like the water in the glass, are all flowy and fluid, because their binding forces are weaker than that of solids, and have more energy than solid. Gases, on the other hand, have very weak binding forces, and thus are so spread out that they are pretty much all over the place. Gas particles have more energy than both solids and liquids. This explains why gases can fill a container of any shape and size. The gas molecules are spread out to fill their whole container. Now, what would happen if we set that glass of water and air on a stove? Well, the temperature of the water would increase enough that the water particles would get fast enough to turn into a gas. When water reaches its boiling point, it turns to water vapor. One by one, water particles would leave their liquid state and become gas. Now, if you turn off the stove and leave the glass there, some liquid water might drip back down. If the water vapor has reached its condensation point, it would return to its liquid form. If the temperature of the water vapor were to drop suddenly, like hitting a cold ceiling, it would become liquid again, and slowly drip back down into the glass. Hope you enjoyed this little video. The next time someone asks you if the glass is half full or half empty, remember that the glass is always full.